Let's pay homage to the Buddha, fully enlightened one. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yesterday, we are talking about one of the meditators who could discern his past life at Pa-Auk monastery, because we are now talking about progress, the progress of wisdom. Even there is progress of relatives, degeneration of relatives, even there is the progress of or development of wealth, degeneration of wealth. The Buddha didn't say they are real progress or real loss. Now we are explaining how to make progress the progress of wisdom. One is understanding karma and its result. When we gain or attain the knowledge of discerning cause and effect, so we make the progress of wisdom. Only then Buddha said it is real progress. There are 5 types of wisdom. So the first one is related to karma and its result. The second one is related to the progress of wisdom in a jhana. The third type is the progress of path and fruition knowledge. And the third one is the progress of vipassana insight knowledge. And the fourth one is the progress of path and fruition knowledge. Only 4 types, not 5 types. We can say 5 types because in the text it is explained separately, path and fruition. First one, the progress of wisdom in the karma and its result. The second one, the progress of wisdom in a jhana. The third one, the progress of wisdom related to the vipassana insight knowledge. The fourth one is the progress of path knowledge, and the fifth one, progress of the fruition knowledge. Yesterday we all heard one of the past lives of a meditator. Do you remember? What was his life? Human or what? Guardian spirit of the house. So his last object is, before he passed away, in his mind, immediately before dying, an object appeared. The object is paying respect to the Buddha. It is wholesome object that because of that karma, he was born in a human realm. He take conception in the form of woman who lived in that house. Now the lady of that house gave birth to a baby girl who developed a fondness for pet animals. Is there anybody who loves pet animals? Nobody. But in Boinsa Center I saw many cats. Not big pets, but in our country, many women, they fond of pet animals. So I think I'm not sure you know how cat lovers behave. Do you know? Okay, I will tell you. So those who love cat lovers, cuddle their pets lovingly in the warmth of their arms. They play with the cat. This girl was no exception. As she grew fonder and fonder of her cat. Her attachment also became stronger and stronger, until when she was about to die, at a rather young age, her last thought was of her cat. Because of this reason, she was born a cat in her next life. Is it good? So that's why we must be very careful. So, how do you think it is wise to have pet dogs or cats or any other pet animals, insects or whatever? I don't mean we should not kindly treat them, but we should kindly treat them, but not to have attachment on them. Here, in my mind, the thought appears. I want to say something. Whether among humans or whether humans among humans and animals, one thing is really in need. There are also many humans, among humans, those who don't treat one another respectfully. If we don't treat one another respectfully, sure, we will feel unhappy, we will feel sorry, we can't live in dignity. Not only humans like respectful way of respectful behavior, but also not only human like respectful behavior, but also all the animals like too. In some countries, when people saw dogs, they throw stones. At that time the dog feels frightened and run away. This is behavior of some people. But some, they treat even to the animals such as dogs, cats, respectfully, kindly. Because people treat animals in respectful way, that even animals, those who have no intelligence, but they can live peacefully, calmly, without feeling of danger. If we treat animals kindly, what will be for the good of animals? Because they also one type of beings. Even they are not human, even we are not animals. We all are included in one type of beings. According to the teaching of the Buddha, we have been along the samsara, we have been animals, we have been dogs, we have been cats, we have been cows, we have been pigs, we have been everything. Some were born as animals only because of unwholesome objects that appear in their past life. Sure, those who were born as animals, even their object in their previous past life was unwholesome object. There may be many wholesome deeds that they have accumulated already. Why at the near death moment unwholesome object appear? At the near death, whoever, if we feel frightened, if we have a strong attachment to something, and if we worry something, and if we feel sad, so in such condition, near-death person, in his mind, and wholesome states of mind is arising that if such type of karma gives results, he will fall to the four states. We humans, if we don't treat one another respectfully, and if we don't trust one another, and if we don't behave politely to one another, can we live peacefully, calmly, and in dignity or not? Okay, cannot live. So in the same way, because of unwholesome karma, even they were born as animals. When we see them, and if we treat them kindly, respectfully, they can also live peacefully, calmly the whole life. If they can live or they can spend their animal lives peacefully, calmly the whole life, maybe at the near that moment. And the wholesome karma that they have accumulated in their many past lives may give results at the near that moment. In the same way, so we all have parents. When we were young, they take care, they serve, and they give their compassion. They do everything for us. But when they grow very old, at that time, we all children, need to treat them respectfully, politely, understanding their gratitude, what we owe them. In every country I see, when parents grow old, their children, sons and daughters, they don't treat their parents politely, respectfully, kindly. So they do as they like, and they speak as they like. So it will make their mind unhappy, feel sorry, feel sad. So how can they spend their lifetime? Because they are very near to their last hour. Some will think it is good enough to support parents with the material things. No, it is not enough. We must try to comfort them. We must kindly treat them. We must respectfully behave towards them. Only then they can live peacefully and calmly, that when they pass away, it will be with a good state of mind, wholesome state of mind, maybe. So now I'm talking about attachment to dogs, cats. It is dangerous. So even we respectfully treat not only to humans but also to animals. If we attach to humans or animals, both are dangerous. Parents fall to the fourfold state because of strong attachment to their sons and daughters. Because at the near that moment, parents, they know that I have to pass away. Now I have to pass away, leaving all them behind, including living things and non-living things. That unhappiness, very sorrowful feeling arise in their mind. Because of this reason, they fall to the fourfold state. That's why even we say love between parents and daughter, loving kindness, their children. If that attachment is too strong, and if haven't trained their mind how to prepare for their last hour, that attachment can be for the bad results of their life. If one day I have a suitable condition, I will explain all of you 4 ways of death, or 4 kinds of death, what we are going to encounter at the near death. 4 different kinds of death. Now I will continue. If we watch the bird singing happily and begin to take delight in it, it can be dangerous. If that attachment becomes strong, it may appear at the near that moment. I want to remind all of you to reflect in your life. Now you come and practice here in Boinsa Center. So when you are practicing, many past memories appear in your mind. At the near that moment, the object that appear is like that too. Which object appear more when you are practicing wholesome and unwholesome? Unwholesome object. So how do you do at the near that moment if unwholesome object appear? So that's why Buddha said, many are those who fall to the fourfold states when we pass away. Few are those who are reborn as the humans or celestial beings again. We bhikkhu who reside in the woods need to be especially careful too, because at Pa-Auk forest monastery in Myanmar, where we live, there are pretty attractive little squirrels. Those squirrels are jumping from tree to tree, coming to nibble leftovers laid out by us bhikkhus. If we get carried away and start to enjoy these pleasant sights, and if by chance these visions happen to appear in our final death moments, just imagine the consequences. So if we begin to truly realize the particular nature of the workings of karma, we need to live our life with utmost caution. Clinging or attachment to anything or anyone is immensely dangerous for sure. There is no doubt about it. When this young girl used to so lovingly hold a cat in her arms, that lover of attachment was not because she wanted to become a cat, was it? No, it was not. In the same way, if we take our dog puppy out for walks on a leash because we want to become a dog? Of course not. But many people in the developed country I saw, they walk out on a leash with a puppy. Some they are competing their puppy. Is it because of having attachment or having no attachment? Yes, that's why better we should choose simple life. Do you understand simple life? How to live simple life? Now you have hair, I have no hair. Which one is more simple? Understand? I have this rope, so I can use only this, maybe the whole life too, maybe. If 2 years, if I can use, my life become more simple. I don't need to prepare my hair, I don't need to comb, I don't need to cut. That's it. Do you like? I'm not sure. Okay, now you see, attachment to the cat make her reborn as a cat. So this girl was reborn as a cat in a Buddhist household, in which it was a custom to make daily offering of food in front of the Buddha's image on the altar. This cat happened not to know that these offerings were being made to the Buddha, and it would steal and eat the offering. That cat knows the time people offer food to the Buddha. So every day he steals and ate the offering. Any form of stealing by anyone, human or animal, or any living being is akusala. But it so happened that whenever the cat climbed onto the altar for the food, it would inadvertently be having the chance to look up at the image of the Buddha. And so now at the moment of its death, the vision of the Buddha image appeared in the cat's mind. It's strange, isn't it? The cat was stealing food offered for the Buddha, but at the same time, so unintentionally, he was a chance to look up the image of the Buddha. In a past life, as the guardian spirit in a house, he used to pay respect to the Buddha image. So he has this character, he has this habit. This is a good habit. Because of that habitual action, I think it influenced her life. Even he became a cat. When she saw the Buddha image, respectful state of mind, I think occurred in her mind. But the cat's akusala of having so often stolen what had been so reverentially being offered to the Buddha was stronger than its kusala of having viewed the Buddha image. Because of her kusala, she was born as a girl, but due to her akusala, she was destined to a life of destitution. Eventually, in that life, she came to be a lowly servant in a southern household. There she had to diligently prepare the meals for the family. As for herself, she had to go hungry for long periods, while peeping at the family eating on their own. Even after the meals were over, and she had finished with the washing and putting away of everything, she was never allowed to have any of the leftovers, but only the bare minimum for human sustenance. Why did she suffer in such way? It is because of her own past karma. She cut the food offered for the Buddha. Because of this karma ripened, so someone appeared who cut his food, her food. It means not offering, not giving, not allowing her to eat delicious and good food. We have to realize that the stronger karmic results were those of having stolen and eating that food which were offered to the Buddha. It was the knowledge of all this that happened in our past lives that led this yogi to so much sadness and grief. But it was not the type of sadness and grief that most of you in the audience usually feel. But sadness and grief was the type of sadness and the grief that accompanies a great sense of spiritual urgency, known as samvega. Do you know sense of spiritual urgency? Samvega, do you know? Why our bodhisattva renounce the war? Because of this great sense of urgency. Why did the people of olden days emulate the Buddha, renounce the war? It is also because of great sense of urgency. Now that yogi meditator could know and see his past lives up and down, and also she perceived that in one of her past lives he was born as a very lowly servant in a study house, and she was treated unrespectfully, and then she could live poorly, that she felt extremely sad, and it can be called unfortunate existence for her. Sure, when you can discern your past lives, you will see up and down, you will see low and high, you will see happiness and sadness, you will see birth and death, death and birth, birth and death, again and again. At that time, your sense of spiritual urgency may become stronger and stronger. So now for that meditator, it was a vivid vision that led to the knowledge of a particular way in which karma always works for anyone, for everyone. Striving towards obtainment of such knowledge is that which is called the real development in wisdom. Then only will it be considered to be that which is the attainment of true development. Now we have finished talking about one of the progress in wisdom related to the karma and its result. There is another aspect of development in wisdom which is called progress in the wisdom of jhana. Now you all come and practice meditation. It is to develop concentration. Now you are practically practicing anapana, mindfulness of meditation, mindfulness of breathing meditation here. When Buddha taught mindfulness of breathing, Buddha taught long breath, short breath, full breath, and center breath. I have already explained all of you how to practice anapana meditation, so I will not explain detail about how to practice anapana meditation here. But I will explain something what you all should know in your meditation practice. When you focus on the in and out breath, from where it is touching, if you can focus longer time on the breath, it is just by noting in breath, out breath, mentally, naturally, mindfully on the breath. If you can focus on the breath, noting in, out, continuously for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. At that time, because you can focus for 45 minutes, 1 sitting, 2 sitting, 3 sittings. At that time, if you want to change focusing on the long breath and short breath, you can change focusing on the long and short breath. What is long breath and what is short breath? Long breath means when we are breathing slowly, we can say it is long breath. Sometimes we are breathing quickly. At that time we can say we are breathing short breath. Even you are going to focus on the long or short breath, you don't need to notice or you don't need to recite. You don't need to recite long or short. Just focus on the breath. What I mean is, without noting long and short, but just by knowing I am focusing on the long breath, I am focusing on the short breath. If you do so, it is enough. And if you can focus on the long or short breath for 1 hour, more than 1 hour, 2, 3 sittings, At that time, if you want to change focusing on the whole breath method also, you can try. But when we practically teach in our meditation center and according to our teaching experience, what we understand is when we teach meditators to focus on the long and short, some it is very helpful for their development of concentration, but some it is not helpful for them. What I mean, sometimes some meditators cannot differentiate which one is long, which one is short. So they are confusing about it. Instead of mindfully focusing, they are considering which one can be called long breath, which one can be called short breath. For such type of meditators, we don't suggest them to practice short breath and long breath. We let them focus only on the in and out breath, noting in, out, without noticing long or short. Only when they can focus on the breath 1 hour, 1.5 hours at that time, we change whole breath method. At that time they can do better. But some meditators, when we instruct them to use long and short breath methods, at that time they can improve their mindfulness and concentration more. That's why according to the individual conditions, we have to adjust our teaching. The more we practice mindfulness of breathing, anapana meditation, the more the breath becomes gradually settled. Experiencing the settled breath is a sign of improvement. When meditators experience settled breath, almost all the meditators encounter difficulty to focus on it. Sometimes it disappears from their mind. At that time they need to be very mindful, but with very calm mind, balanced mind, they must try to focus on the settled breath as it is. The improvement of our concentration depends on how we can focus on the settled breath. The longer we can focus on the settled breath, the better our concentration. If meditators can focus on the settled breath continuously 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, the light may appear. When the light starts appear, most of the meditators, they see somewhere in front of their face, or above, lower, or left and right side of their face. It is not yet stable, so at that time, meditators must emphasize focusing only on the settled breath as usual. By focusing on the settled breath longer time, the light that appear in front slowly come closer to the nostril. Finally, the light will unify with the breath. If you see the light, also you see the breath. If you focus the breath, also you see the light at the same place. It is called unification. If the unification lasts for 30 minutes, we can say the light becomes stable. At that time, if meditators want to switch on the light, they can switch on the light. They can switch awareness on the light. By focusing on the light, if the light and concentration getting stronger and stronger, they should continue focus on the light or nimitta. If meditators can concentrate on the nimitta, that light, continuously for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, they will attain absorption, jhana, concentration. So at that time, meditators made progress in the wisdom of jhana. Now you heard 2 types of progress and 2 types of progress in wisdom. One is progress in the wisdom of cause and effect. Another is progress in the wisdom of jhana. Our Buddha declared that this is what true development, the development of wealth or development of acquaintances are not called true development. Isn't it true that our lives will be over before too long. Is the search for and the accumulation in the development of wealth, acquaintances, relatives and worldly wisdom ever going to end? Has there ever been a single person who has said just before his death that he was fully satisfied and contented to have found all those things he had wished for? Is there anybody who telling, I am satisfied with everything I have done? So, with satisfaction, today I will leave this world. Is there anybody? Without satisfaction, without having contentment, we all pass away. We all leave this body behind. We all try for the development of wealth. We all try for the development of acquaintances, relatives, and worldly wisdom. What is the cause and what is the reason? What is the condition for it? The development of all those things which are being accumulated through the enticement of craving for worldly progress. Surely such progress cannot bring about complete satisfaction and contentment. Development of that kind has been acquired through lava. So, can the resultant development of such lava lead to rebirth in any of the three pleasant realms of the existence called Sukati? So, let us then think again. Should we just carry on living our lives and eventually dying like everyone else? I should think not. If we consider ourselves to be persons who have put our utmost faith in the triple jhana, that is the Buddha, the Dharma and Sangha, then we should take full opportunity to acquire the dharmas of true development in this radiantly glowing dispensation of the Buddha. This is the opportunity that we are acquiring in this present life. It is to study the teaching of the Buddha, to listen the teaching of the Buddha, and to practice the teaching of the Buddha. This opportunity is very rare opportunity. The opportunity to develop true development in this dispensation of the Buddha. So what then would be the benefits in possessing the wisdom of jhana? So the Buddha said, Samadhi bhikkhave bhavita samahito bhikkhve bhikkhu yata buddham pajanati. This is in Pali. Meaning is bhikkhus develop concentration. The one who is concentrated knows and sees things as they really are. As I have explained before, some of you, by developing concentration, Buddha said, you will know and see Four Noble Truths. So this is the benefit of developing concentration. If we want to make progress of wisdom in vipassana, insight knowledge, we need first to develop concentration. What is Four Noble Truths? The Noble Truth of suffering, the Noble Truth of origin of suffering, the Noble Truth of cessation of suffering, and the Noble Truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. Here, let me ask you a question. What is the Noble Truth of suffering? Is there anybody who remember? What is the Noble Truth of suffering? So, to be able to make the development of wisdom, so wisdom, progress in the wisdom of the insight knowledge. We need to know Four Noble Truths. So the first noble truth, the noble truth of suffering, it is, Buddha said, briefly, 5 aggregates of clinging are called the noble truth of suffering. Do you know 5 aggregates? Okay. So among 5, one is material aggregate and the remaining 4 mental aggregate. So it can be said that mentality and materiality are the noble truth of suffering. So if we know and if we see mentality and materiality, we can say that we know the first noble truth. Yesterday I have introduced the past lives of yogis who practice at Pa-Auk meditation center, but he could practice his past life not in the beginning of his meditation in the center. First, he developed concentration up to 4th jhana, absorption. Because Buddha said the one who is concentrated knows and sees things as they really are. So based on that 4th jhana concentration, he continued practice to know and see the ultimate mentality and materiality. So knowing and seeing the ultimate mentality and materiality is knowing and seeing the first noble truth. As you know, the second noble truth is the origin of suffering. When meditators know and see the first noble truth, ultimate mentality and materiality, he continues to discern what is the causes, what is the origin of that suffering, mentality and materiality. So after discerning mentality and materiality, then he continued his past life that saw the life that I have explained yesterday and today. Remember, the first life, it is guardian spirit. The object that appeared when he passed away, it is wholesome object which is paying respect to the Buddha. Because of that wholesome karma, he was reborn as a girl in a Buddhist household. She died young, but she was the one who fond of cats. Because of that attachment, and because of that unwholesome states of mind, it becomes the last object at the near-death moment of heart. The attachment to the cat appears at the near-death moment that it gives its result to be reborn as a cat. As a cat is told the food offer food for the Buddha, and that karma appears at the near-death moment of the cat that the cat was reborn as birth or not. That karma is not the karma that appears at the near-death moment. The cat was seeing the image of the Buddha while he was stealing the food offered for the Buddha. Even it is wholesome karma that appears at the near-death moment. Our wholesome karma is not strong and powerful because surrounded by unwholesome karma stealing the food of the Buddha. Here we need to understand, whenever we accumulate wholesome actions, wholesome deeds, if wholesome deeds is surrounded with unwholesome states of mind, that wholesome karma becomes very weak wholesome karma. Even she was reborn as a woman, but her birth becomes low birth. That's why it is very important. Before doing that, while we are doing wholesome deeds, and before doing, after doing, if we are very happy with our wholesome deeds, understanding law of karma, that karma becomes strong and powerful. I suggest all of you, whenever you are going to do wholesome deeds, before going to do, if you observe 5 precepts in your home by yourself, only then if you do wholesome karma such as offering, ritually, for the benefit of you. It will give great result in the future, and it will become strong and powerful karma for you. So now that meditators know and see the first noble truth, the suffering, the second noble truth, the origin of suffering, that he is ready to practice vipassana meditation. Even we are saying the first noble truth, suffering, the second noble truth, origin of suffering. Both of them are just ultimate mentality and materiality, cause and their effects. Ultimate mentality, materiality, and cause and their effects are all the time arising and perishing very, very rapidly. Seeing arising and perishing of ultimate mentality, materiality, cause and their effects, that meditators practice vipassana meditation, contemplating anicca, dukkha, anatta on those dhammas. So if that meditator's insight knowledge becomes mature, because of contemplating anicca, dukkha, anatta on first noble truth and second noble truth, finally the path and fruition knowledge will arise. The attainment of path and fruition knowledge through practicing vipassana is the true development of wisdom, that is called the development of wisdom. Only at that time we really try to progress our wisdom. So because of this reason, in the Dhammavada, Buddha said, Arambata nikamata mudata buddha padami Dunata midunotina nalagara kumsaro. It is for you to listen only. You will not understand. Do you like listening? What does it mean? Practice in the Buddha's dispensation. Strive for liberation. Strive diligently to practice meditation. Just as a happy male elephant knocked down a house of greed, destroy the army of death, the ruler of the 31 realms. Just as the male elephant knocks down. Okay, I will recite again. Aramata nikamata yungata buddha dhamani Dunata midunotina nilagara vakumsaro. What does it mean? Practice in the Buddha's dispensation. Strive for liberation. Strive diligently to practice meditation. Just as the male elephant knocks down a house of reeds, destroy the army of death, the ruler of the 31 realms. He had Asha Samnika. Nalela. You know what Nalela? Nalela means he had Asha Samnika in Myanmar, said by the Buddha with his loving kindness and compassion to all of us. Only if we strive diligently to practice meditation, we can develop the progress in wisdom. Only then we will attain real progress. May you all be able to diligently practice to attain real progress. May you all be happy practicing meditation the whole life.